Listen, guys, we have cracked the code. Alas, with the utilization of 5 magnetrons, we have now successfully begun creation of fuel from plastic waste. If you don't believe me, you say. Well, believe me now. Take a look. As the flame burns, that's natural gas made from plastic inside the machine. That's as real as it gets. Look at the flame, beautiful flame, clean burning. Machine is running live. Fuel's being made live. Come on now. G-Maze, thank you for the badge. 5 magnetrons is what it took. We cracked the code, guys, because when you see this, that means everything else is happening. That means you're making your liquid fuels, because we're making our gaseous fuels now. We did it. Finally. Beautiful, beautiful. And take a look. You know how we do it. I collect all of this natural gas in my yoga balls, right? Just look at how full my balls are getting. Is your mouth ready for my balls? Oh, probably don't want to roll it on the flame because it's full of flammable gas. But I don't think your mouth is ready. So right now the machine is running 5 magnetrons on. The blades are on. It's running perfectly. No leaks, no explosions. This is optimum running right here. 50 amps of electricity. I personally don't think the machine's going to be where it needs to be until we get at least 8 to 9 G-Maze, thank you for another badge on Instagram. Till we get 8 to 9 magnetrons. Now, I've been running this machine for a few hours because I'm doing my own safety test runs before you guys see, just so I make sure it doesn't blow up, right? Because I'm trying to pay attention between a live stream and pay attention to a machine. Got me swapping things around. So with that being said, since it's been running for probably 3 hours now, the plastic is starting to go away. And you can tell because the flame is getting small. But the whole point is that we got the flame, and of course it was way bigger as the plastic was in there. But what happens is the blades are on the inside, and the blades, thank you for the badge on Instagram, I can't say your name, Hanza. I appreciate you. But thank you for the badge, Twin85. So what happens, guys, is plastic's in there, right? Shredded plastic. Microwaves turn on, break down the plastic, okay? But they're also moving the plastic down. Now take a look right here, because I added this to the machine. It has a chute. You see this chute down here, guys? Take a look at the chutes, okay? This, I ain't talking about Blockboy JB. This is different, okay? You see this down here? When the plastic is broken down, okay, and it reaches the end of the machine, it becomes carbon. Thank you for the badge, Bug Eye, on Instagram. That carbon falls down on its own down here. As a matter of fact, also, it's a little bit hot down here. That's a good sign. That means we got some. So that's why the flame is small now, because I've been running it for so long. All the plastic has broken down and turned into carbon, and it's now falling down. Okay? Think about it. That's the peak. Okay? That's exactly what we want. And guess what? Now, what you do, okay? Now that we got it to the point where the machine can actually make fuel and actually break down plastic, I actually have some improvements I need to make. But, aside from that, now, after that, the next step is to work on the continuous feed. The continuous feed will let us load plastic in while it's running, okay? And that's the whole point. Because guess what? That's how you get the efficiency so high, because this thing is already piping hot all around. If I load plastic into this thing right now with it already being up to temperature like this, it's going to take almost no extra energy to break down that plastic, because just the walls of the whole machine are so hot that you can't even touch some parts with your bare hands, right? So, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how we do it, guys. That's how we do it. Thank you for the badge, Twin. Thank you for the badge, D-Nice. Thank you for the badge, again, Bug Eye. So, now at this point in time, well, so people ask me, how do you know when the machine is done? If you're running it batch mode, like we are today, we're not feeding it in continuously, we know it's done when there's no more flame coming off. Because if there's no more flame, you see there's barely a flame coming off, almost nothing there. If there's no flame, that means there's no plastic being broken down. If there's no plastic being broken down, that means the plastic is carbon. Right? Or it could potentially mean that the plastic is falling down the chute if it didn't break down all the way. But the good news is, when we add enough magnetrons to this thing, because we got 5 on, but we want to get up to at least 9 to 12, there'll be so much power that it's going to pretty much be impossible for the plastic to reach the end without being diddied and diddled in all types of ways by the microwaves. It will not come out the same way, alright? That's all I'm going to say. Just like Meek Mill, not going to come out the same way at the end of the day after being diddled by all these microwaves. So that's just period. And that's the goal, and that's the whole idea. Because then you load in plastic as it's running continuously. You get out carbon as it's running continuously. And you saw this chute I had down here, right? Well, I'm going to actually add a bigger collection thing to that. You see it's just some pipes right now, but we're going to get bigger. So let me tell you what we're going to do next, guys. It's raining tomorrow. It's too late for me to do another run today. But come Friday, right? What I'm going to do Friday is I'm going to invite all of you to my my basement party in my mega mansion in Miami. And you will be able to come and see all the fun stuff that all of us celebrities do in this mega mansion party. Now, actually, what we're going to do Friday is we're going to put a big batch. We're going to put a huge load in this reactor's mouth. Now that we know it's operating safely, it's operating well for extended periods of time, it is indeed making fuel. There's still a flame there, by the way. It's just very small. But there's still a flame. Meaning, you know, a little bit of plastic. There's probably a little bit of plastic in it. Okay? But we're going to put a huge load. I'm going to put my biggest load in this thing's mouth, okay? My biggest load, okay? And we're gonna make a ton of fuel. And I don't know, in terms of liquids, what the liquids that we have got yet, you know? But because we have the natural gas, I mean, look at my balls. Look at my balls. This is full of natural... Come on now. Look at my balls, okay? See, and see, y'all thought I was playing. See, all of you guys, remember when we were starting to build this machine? We were starting to construct this machine, and we were doing quizzes every day, okay? Every day. And I was telling you guys the punishments if you got my quiz questions wrong. I told you, I'm going to drop all 3 of my balls down your throat. And you thought I was playing with you, instead now it's running from your face. And you thought I was playing with you when I told you your jaw and your esophagus will never be the same. But see, now it's happening. It's coming to fruition. It's called manifestation. Okay? Quantum physics right here. I spoke it and now it's here. And now you're shivering in your boots because you didn't get your questions right when I was quizzing you. Because you didn't want to pay attention when I was dropping these gems. But now I'm going to be dropping these balls in your mouth and you're sure going to pay attention now. Because your mouth will never be the same after this. And I got 2 more. I got 2 more for you. Alright? Matter of fact, I want to actually see if this will light well. If one of my balls will light well. What do you think? Let's see. I'm gonna see. Sometimes what happens is the flame is invisible. It burns so clean. You would never think that if you turn plastic into natural gas, it would burn clean. But it burns clean as heck. It's a damn near invisible flame. Keep it real with you guys. You probably can't even see it. Especially on camera. I could sometimes barely see it in the flesh. Oh. Yeah, you see that? You can't even see it. Wait. Okay, you can see if I hold this to it. But yeah, if I don't hold this to it, it's invisible. We can see it at nighttime though. But this is an invisible flame. What? Trust me, you're sure gonna put your hand up on that thing. Invisible flame right there. From plastic waste. And see, I tell you guys right now, I love the natural gas products more than anything, okay? I love making like gasoline, diesel, but the natural gas product has so much potential. Because this is gonna be what lets us run the generator to run this machine off of itself. Let this machine suck itself off. That's what this is gonna do for us. Okay? Because you see how much we're producing now? Not much. But as we put in fat loads of plastic in this thing's mouth, as we have a ton of power going through, this flame will be jetting out like, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be a crazy amount of natural gas produced. I promise you that. And I know I'm not speaking that like I'm just saying. I'm speaking this because I've done this before. I've built these machines 4 times before, and you get more natural gas than anything. And my Mark IV reactor had a crazy amount of natural gas production. That's why I had 3 balls at once. I had a Hydra stroke. Okay, that's just what it was. So, what else can I say? See, we still got a little flame going on that thing. You can see, just a little one, but the point I'm trying to make is we are indeed turning these plastics into fuel. And you guys remember, I got the yoga ball burning right now, okay? It has a fire on it right now. Can you see it? Can you see it? It's a little... Can you see it? There's a flame coming off of it. Can you see that? I might have to get a piece of paper, but it's there. My ball... So not only, listen, see y'all, now y'all are in real trouble now. Because not only is he going to drop his balls in your mouth, but he's going to drop his flammable balls in your mouth. Oh my Lord. Oh, y'all in trouble now. His flammable balls in your esophagus. What are you going to do about it? Oh, it's a bad day for y'all. See, and that's what I'm telling you. Because we got this going to a yoga ball, but all we have to do is hook it up. All we have to do is hook it up to a generator. That's all we gotta do. The generator's gonna suck this thing right up. Generator's gonna drink this thing like it's Diddy and Meek Mill. I ain't playing with you. The generator's gonna drink this thing up. Come on now. We're not playing. Plastic into fuel, baby. This is real. See, and the fact that we were even throwing this stuff away, it's crazy to me because this always had fuel in it. Since the beginning that plastic was made, it's always had fuel in it. So the fact that we took this long to some nonsense, but it doesn't matter. We're doing it now. That's all that matters. We're doing it now. I mean, guys, it's coming together. Look, this is very exciting, a huge milestone for the project. But all I'm telling you guys is stay in your seats. You guys need to just wait. Just wait until we get this continuous feed going. You said, is there a check valve? No, there isn't a check valve because I pull a vacuum on this thing. So if I had a check valve on this, I wouldn't be able to suck my balls dry before I fill them up. You feel me? So I don't put a check valve. Instead, I just leave the yoga ball attached so that way it can't suck oxygen because it's attached to the yoga ball. So I'm just saying, you guys, just wait for that continuous feed because, I mean, if you think you're seeing anything now, you're seeing nothing. You're seeing absolutely nothing, okay? Until we have that continuous feed in here. Put plastic in while it's running. Now, let me ask you guys a question, because I did a little test the other day. Right, like, obviously, I knew it wasn't ready yet, but here's my issue, guys, okay? I loaded plastics into this thing, okay? I opened up the top valve, left the bottom valve closed, loaded in shredded plastic, fell down. I opened up the bottom valve, but all the plastic, the shredded plastic inside of that column, it stuck together and it didn't fall down. Guys, what can I do to push that plastic down? Because mind you, I can't take my hands and push it down because the top valve has to be closed to keep it airtight. I'm going to make a video on it eventually because it'll be a way easier for me to show you than what I'm saying here. But does anybody have any ideas? Because that's going to be a whole engineering dilemma that I'm going to have to deal with. Because plastics are like static, they like to stick all together, right? And then they're also so light, they don't have density, so they really have no encouragement to just fall down in the machine. Yeah, everybody's saying an auger. That was the first thing that came to my mind, but I was like, please don't make it be that way, please, because then I'm going to have to make the auger airtight, vacuum tight, and then it's going to be more engineering and then more electricity, but hey, that's clearly going to be what it's got to be. And I got to modify the heck out of this continuous feed system. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be an interesting build there. But it's going to be what's necessary. Make an auger on this thing. Metal compressor. You said add a vacuum? Well, here's the issue, okay? think I tried a vacuum, and the vacuum does pull it down, but not all of it. It doesn't pull all of it down. I tried that. And another issue with the vacuum is, like, obviously right now the machine is running great, running how it's supposed to. But if let's say there was a small leak somewhere on the machine. There isn't, I've tested it. But if a small leak on the machine popped up in the middle of it running, and we pulled a vacuum on this thing to get plastic to fall in, we're gonna suck in air with a whole bunch of flammable natural gas. Boom. Cover the plastic in oil. See, that was what I was thinking too. What if we could mix the plastic with something to make it dense? What about if we like had a carrier liquid? Literally just had the plastic submerged in motor oil, right? Submerge it in motor oil, because that sure is gonna fall. Yeah, because motor oil is a waste product anyway. Oh, see, now we're talking, because now we got two at once. Come on now. I like that thought there. Hey, you guys on my YouTube, you guys remember the OG NatureJab? We used to run crude oil. Well, we used to run motor oil and plastic in this machine, and we got crazy yields of oil coming out. Because, yeah, that's true. All we got to do is just mix the plastic with something that is dense, that will, like, make it a medium. And motor oil is the thing. That is the thing, okay? And we already proven that motor oil does go in this machine and does turn into fuel. We already did that many times before. You said all hail King Julian, Dr. Brown, Prince of Pyrolysis. What's up, Zach on YouTube? Make pellets out. Yeah. See, if I can make pellets out of the plastic, that'll be good too. But that's extra energy going in. That's a whole other thing. We already got to spend energy shredding the plastic. We're trying to spend the least amount of energy possible in this whole process. That's the goal. Okay. So, you know, if there's an alternative that consumes the least amount of electricity, that's what we want to do. That was the issue with my idea. Well, not my idea, but the thought of using an auger. Because I'm like, okay, if we use an auger to get the plastic in, that's cool, but that's going to consume electricity. That's going to consume even more electricity, and we already at 50 amps with just 5 of these things. We're going to be getting up to 90 to 130 amps total. We're trying to have the least amount of extra electrical consumption as possible. You see, the flame is still going. It's still going. It's still sometimes growing, catching on a little bit. Matter of fact, I can turn the back magnetrons off completely now because there's no more plastic in the back. See, and this is the type of thing. Now, it depends. Like, if you're running the reactor batch or if you're running it continuous, you can make it different. But these are the types of things I tell people. Because let's say you're running this machine batch. You put a large amount of plastic in the beginning. The blades are moving. You rotate the plastic down. You could have some type of program, AI thing that can know where the plastic is just by time and know, okay, when the plastic is in the middle, turn off the microwaves that are in the beginning because they're just wasting energy. They're not hitting anything, right? And then, you know, or maybe have the magnetrons in the front off, but turn them on when the plastic gets to the front. So there's so many ways to make this way more efficient. I'm right now just trying to make it operationally most efficient in terms of making it continuous. But here's the thing, guys. Okay, once we get past the dilemma, okay, once we get past the dilemma of figuring out how we're going to load in plastic while it's running, it's already done. It's already continuous. Everything else is done. The blades work great, okay? Because some people are concerned about the blades. The blades work absolutely amazing, exactly how they're supposed to. Their blades work brilliantly. The magnetrons are going in the machine. They're not clashing with each other. They're breaking down the plastic well, as we literally see. And the motor is doing great, even when the plastic is, you know, becoming molten and melting. The motor is still working at a very low power consumption. In fact, I have the motor on almost the lowest power consumption possible. It's thanks to that gearbox, the 100 to 1 gearbox. So the motor is consuming almost no power, despite the blades being direct contact on the body of the machine. So that's amazing. Blades are not scratching the machine because there's so much oil and wax and carbon coating the inside of the machine. So the blades are not cutting through the metal. That's great. We're operating under no pressure. Okay, I tested it today. We have pretty much no pressure, which is great. That means if something bad happens, it's not going to be an explosion, just a depressurization at worst. What else? Condenser. We're gonna see the condenser. See if we get some oils out, right? But we beyond that point, right? The thing. All I'm trying to say is the only thing right now stopping me from operating this thing like I bloody want to are two things. Okay? The amount of power we're putting on. I only have 5 magnetrons. I want up to 12. But I want at minimum 9, okay? 8 to 9 minimum, right? That's one. And for 2, the continuous feed. Figuring out, am I going to mix the plastic with oil? Am I going to put an auger in there? I mean, what else could we do, guys, possibly? Because that plastic, it just doesn't fall. It's not dense enough. You know, I already mixed the plastic with carbon. Now, I haven't tested putting it in there with carbon, but I mean, we technically could test right now, actually. Okay. You know what? Why not? Let's test the continuous feed right now. And let's see, you know, what happens so we can see how to improve it. And guess what? We can do it while the machine is running, because that's the whole point of a continuous feed. So let me take you guys closer to the machine. I'm going to plug my ball back in. If we do get more plastic in there, it's going to damn near instantly turn to fuel. So I'm going to get my balls hooked up. But I will also let you guys know, just as a warning to you and to myself, that I have never, okay, never to date, fed plastic into a machine while it was running. So I have no idea what is about to happen, okay? It could be nothing. I hope it's nothing. I would think nothing is going to happen, but it could also result in an explosion, okay? I don't know because I haven't done it before. So I'm going to get you guys closer, and we're going to do this while it's running. At least we're live streaming it, so whatever happens, it's going to be on camera forever. Whatever is about to happen. Okay. I want to make sure that everybody can see the view glass, because that's where the plastic is going to get stuck, if it gets stuck. Alright. So just bear with me here, guys, because we gotta migrate. We gotta migrate everybody. We gotta migrate all the live streams right now. We make sure everybody sees this up. I just want to make sure everybody can see that view glass. Okay, you guys on Instagram can see it right there. Okay, you guys can see it too. On TikTok. Alright, you guys see that view glass. Okay, cool. Facebook, you see it. So you see that glass right here, okay? This right here, I'm going to load plastic in from the top. You're going to see it fall in right there, okay? Now, like I said, the machine is on. The machine is hot. I've never done this before while it's been running. This is the first time for everybody here. So I'm going to go get my plastic, okay? I'm going to get my shredded plastic, and we're going to do this. And it probably will not fall in. We're going to load in just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. All right, guys. So listen, I can load plastic in right now, no problem. But I cannot, I repeat, I cannot open this valve the way it is. What's going to happen is when I load plastic in, there's going to be some air in the plastic. And we have to remove the air, or else we're going to have oxygen that's going to mix and it could explode. So I actually have a vacuum pump that I'll hook up to this, as well as a vacuum gauge to let me know, okay, vacuum gauge, to let me know that we have a vacuum pulled in there with absolute certainty. And what's going to happen, guys, just a brief rundown. This is a double valve system. There are two valves, valve here, valve at the bottom. I'm going to open this top valve, load plastic in, close the top valve, suck a vacuum on it, then open the bottom valve. That will let that plastic drop in the machine and any vapors will not escape. Okay, so here's what I say is going to happen, okay? This view glass is going to get very cloudy and foggy. You probably won't even see the plastic fall in, okay? All right, I got my vacuum pump hooked up. Now, I'm going to open the first valve. All right, first valve is open, guys. Now we're gonna put in plastic. I'm gonna put all my protective equipment on because I don't know what's about to happen. Anything could happen right now. So I've never done this before. And we're loading a little bit, just a little bit. All right, we put in just a little bit of plastic. I'd rather start small and build up. All right, so now we're gonna close this top valve and pull the vacuum, then open the bottom valve. Damn it, my goddamn respirator. This goddamn son of a... Of course my respirator came off. Yes. There we go. Alright, sorry for the delay. My respirator came off. I had to fix it. Alright. All right, it's under vacuum now. It's under pretty much half a full vacuum. Oh, wait a minute. The vacuum is dropping a lot. Hold up, I gotta make sure it's not sucking in air, because we don't want that. Where is the vacuum dropping from? 1 second, let me just tighten all my fittings because the vacuum is dropping. That means it's sucking in air. So that means something is loose. We don't want that because that could be a potential explosion. Okay, so my vacuum is still dropping. So I turned off everything so I can potentially hear where my vacuum is dropping from. Because once again, guys, as I say, if my vacuum is dropping, it's actually not a good thing, unlike if I'm dropping my balls in your mouth. If the vacuum is dropping, that means the air is being sucked in, which means when I open up this port here, it was sucking a whole bunch of the natural gas and a whole bunch of air, and it's going to mix together, and it could explode and make glass everywhere, and just, it'd be horrible. Glass and microplastics and just nonsense. So we definitely need to figure out where my vacuum is leaking, because I'm not sure even why it's leaking, because I just did this. I did a little test of it the other day, not loading plastic in, but just testing the vacuum, and the vacuum was fine. But right now it's really bad, actually. Now it could be one of these. It could be one of my fittings, actually. So I'm gonna make sure for fact it's not. Sometimes these quick connect fittings, they go out too. So I tightened all of this stuff. So I'm just gonna do I can hear it. I can hear it leaking, sucking in air from somewhere. Oh yes, okay, that makes sense. The vacuum was leaking from a quick connect fitting I had. It's a faulty quick connect fitting. So right now we actually have the vacuum on, and it's holding. So we can actually do what we're gonna do now. Or did it? Did it just drop? It's fine. Okay, I'm gonna suck out a little bit more air, and we're gonna do it, and we're actually gonna just put the plastic in with the machine off, because it's already off anyway, right? Why make it harder on myself? If it is gonna explode, at least the machine will be off. And then we can do the same test with the machine on, but it's better to do it with it off first anyway, right? I reckon. Yeah, I don't hear any leaks. Alright, so the quick connect port was what was faulty, which that makes sense, because like I said, I had nothing else leaking. Alright, let's go ahead. I'm going to put all my stuff on, and let us open up this port. So once again, when I open up this valve, more likely this is going to get really cloudy. The plastics will probably pop up and fall in. So let's see. Let's do it. Oh, well, that was pretty underwhelming. But I will tell you guys, most of the plastic stayed at the top. It stuck together. Like a little cheeky bastard. And it did. Most of the plastic did not come out like I want it to. So that's the issue with this stuff. It's sticking together because of static electricity. And it's not falling in the machine. Just like we were talking. Oh, actually, I just got it. It fell in the machine. The second time. Okay. So we just loaded plastic into the machine, okay? In the middle of a run. Okay? In the middle of a run. So here's the thing, too. I have a vacuum pump. Right now, this chamber is now full of a whole bunch of pyrolysis gas. Natural gas. Obviously, if I open up the top, that's going to escape. But I can actually suck it out with the vacuum pump and route it somewhere. You know, I'm talking more for when the machine is in a more finished state. I'm going to probably route it into a bladder of some sort and just capture it and probably use it for something else. But right now, the best thing I can do is just suck it out. And we probably can see it as it gets sucked out because this mirror or this sight glass is a little bit foggy now. But it should clear up, I would think. Let's see. Let's see if it clears up when we turn this on. Oh, so I don't know if you guys can see it. But I can literally see the vapors leaving. I literally saw them leave and the glass became clearer. So actually, right now, this thing is actually under a vacuum again. But here's the thing. Let's load in more plastic, right? Turn the machine back on, and then do it with the machine running. Okay? Let's load in more plastic. That's the real test. Will the machine explode? Will the machine explode if we do it while it's running? Obviously. Oh, great. Oh, great. I just dropped my vacuum gauge. It's broken now. Crikey almighty. You know how many things, you know how many things I break every day? Good. Oh, my Lord. I don't even want to have a vacuum on something. That's bloody annoying. Because that's like the 5th one I've broken in the past few days. Like, I'm so clumsy, always dropping them. Good. See, look how good I am. This is what happens. I tell people I just accidentally be dropping my balls and stuff. Because I can't help it. It just happens. All right, let's load more plastic in. Because honestly, I'll sit around thinking about that and I'll be annoyed. So if I open and close it a few times, I slowly get all the plastic to fall in. But it's like I said, I have to do it a few times because the plastic likes to stick together and not fall down. Okay, so we just got all the plastic in there. It's all in. Now we'll turn the machine back on, okay? We'll turn the machine back on and then we will see. We will see what happens, okay? So, guess what, guys? According to this innovation here, okay, there should not a speck of oxygen in the machine. Not a speck of air should have entered the machine in that whole transaction. Or else that means I have failed. Okay? The only thing that I should have failed today is my vacuum gauge. By dropping. I swear that's my 5th one I've bought recently in the past week. It adds up quick, them damn vacuum gauges. And I broke my digital one too, because I dropped my digital one as well. But that digital one, I'll be fair. That digital one, that one I dropped to 1 foot. So that was that thing's fault for being a little wuss. 1 foot? Come on now, a newborn could survive a 1 foot drop. Come on now. You tell me. That's like you drop your phone 1 foot and the whole phone stops working. Just let alone your screen, just the phone won't even turn on. So what a little wuss of a device. Right? Gotta be kidding me. But you know, to be fair, the one today I dropped it like, you know, I dropped it a respectable distance. I was like, what? 6 foot or so. P50. Alright, so anyways, now we're going to turn the machine back on, and I'm going to make sure you guys can see it all, so if something does happen, it'll be in your view. Okay? We loaded in a little bit of extra plastic in the machine, just a little bit. Now we'll turn it back on, and we'll see what happens. Okay? We'll see what happens. Okay. It seems fine to me. I don't see any leaks. I don't hear anything wrong. I mean, why would it, right? All we did was just put in more plastic in its mouth. That's what it wants. That's exactly what it wants. We just give it what it wanted. Why would it be mad at me, right? We fed it. We fed this beast of a machine. Yeah, we still got some heat in there. Blades are spinning. Everything is good. And now let's see if the natural gas port has any natural gas. That's the real test, right? Because it should, since we just loaded in more plastic, right? It should have a flame. But if it doesn't, that means that we lost a lot of heat and we were fiddling and diddling around with it for so long. Okay? But we also didn't load in the plastic while it was on. And that's the goal, to load in plastic while it's on. We have to do that next, okay? We build up to these things because they're dangerous, okay? Like I said, we had that vacuum leak because of the ports I had, the faulty port. That's why we do this little test, because imagine if I didn't test that, okay? Now I can't test it because my vacuum gauge was broken. But if we did this with a vacuum leak like that, it was a substantial leak, okay? We would have sucked in more oxygen than what Meek Mill is, okay? All right, let's see if we have natural gas coming off of this. What we do? Look, it is there. You see, we have natural gas. And this is a bigger flame than the last flame that we had at the end. What does that mean? What does that mean, mate? That means we loaded plastic in. The plastic is being broken down under microwave pyrolysis. And now we got more fuels made. Continuous operation. Well, that was semi-continuous because it wasn't on, okay? But we're about to do the test with it on. Okay. Okay, now we're getting excited, isn't it? Now we're getting exciting. Because this flame, like I said, is bigger than the last flame. That means that this is from new plastic. Now look how clean this flame is. It's blue. You can't even see the flame is blue. It's beautiful. You would have never thought that a flame from plastic would be so beautiful, but it is. So now we're gonna fill up my balls like we always do. Come on. I ain't playing with y'all. Because look, my ball got a little bit deflated. Like I'm the Patriots or something. My ball got a little deflated. So we're gonna fill her up a little bit. We're gonna pump up my balls a little bit. I ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. And we're gonna load in some more plastic in this good air thing here. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Is she gonna blow up or what? Alright, so what y'all think? Hey, let me ask you guys. No, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna ask you. Because you guys are gonna probably get me killed playing around with y'all. What we're gonna do, I have all 5 magnetrons on, okay? When we load in this new plastic, I'm gonna turn off half of them, okay? So we're gonna have 3 on, okay? So that way we do, like I said, we build up. So if there is something wrong, something is wrong at half power versus being wrong at full power. You feel me? Okay? So let's do it. Okay? Matter of fact, you guys know the protocol. You can see the glass from over here, barely, but you can see it. So I'm not even gonna move you, because you're a little far back. So if something blows up, you will have a good view of it if it does. Okay? You will see it way better than me. So you're gonna see me load the plastic in, suck out all the air, blah blah blah, whatever. You get it. You're gonna watch, and then we're gonna I'll turn off half of it. We are good, everybody. And it actually works even better. Maybe it's because it's hot. And when I did my test, I just did it with air, but all the plastic is falling in just fine. None of it is getting stuck like it was before. Like, you know, so the machine, this is an achievement right now, okay? I know it may not seem like such a big deal to everybody, but since the beginning, okay, of me building these machines 3 years ago, we've been working to get to the point where it is continuous. And we have just shown the first ever continuous feed of the microwave pyrolysis reactor. Let's see how the vapors look. This is a huge deal if nothing is truly wrong. If everything is still working, this is a huge deal. Oh, where are the vapors? Oh, I have half the power off. Oops. Because I have all the magnetrons in the beginning turned off. And those are where the plastic that I just loaded in would be getting heated up from. So the plastic I just loaded in is not being touched by the microwaves yet. Okay. No. That was, okay, great. So scrap everything I just said. It's not legit until we do it with all the power on. Because all the power on will make more pressure, which will make more likely for explosions, which will make more of a test for all of my gaskets and everything I did. So, guess what? Now we have all the power on. We're going to give it a little bit to warm up, see what happens with the natural gas. Then we're going to load in more plastic, full power on, and see what happens then. If it survives, everything holds up well, it's a success. For the first time in all of history, the microwave pyrolysis reactor in the backyard has operated continuously. Okay? If this goes how we want, and we got it on tape, we got it live. Alright? So, we should have some vapors coming out already, because microwaves work pretty quickly. Okay? We should. In fact, I'm going to make sure all my microwaves are still on. Yeah, so we should have some vapors, no problem. Yeah, no problemo. We got the blades spinning. Yep. Blades are definitely spinning. Microwaves on. Oh, it's a little flame. What is this little flame? I don't like. I want a bigger flame. Okay, well, at least we have vapors coming out. We have the natural gas, okay? Oh, YouTube can't even see. See that, YouTube? The little flame. We have a little flame. It's not big like I want it. Because I didn't load in enough plastic. That's what that means. I gotta load in more. This thing is empty right now, okay? It's on E. Now, there's a real risky thing I can do. Thank you for the badge, Adwa, on Instagram. Guys, there's a real risky thing I can do, but it might be really cool for you to see, okay? I load in plastic and leave this flame here. And you're going to see it like zoom. Okay? Now this is risky because if I leave this port open, if something happens... What is that weird noise? Hold up. It was one of the transformers. I don't know what's happening. We're about to troubleshoot real quick to make sure nothing's wrong with it. But fortunately, that was not any type of leak. It was just an electronic thing going on there. So I'm going to turn off these fans and turn that individual transformer on to see. This is the most dangerous part of this machine, what I'm about to do right now, guys. Because this machine, these transformers will kill you with one touch, insta-kill, like Call of Duty Zombies, okay? So this is the most dangerous part of this machine. That's why I focus on this. I still have this stuff on, but I'm going to have to turn up the blades off too. Because like I said, we really focus. When I mess with the electronics, it's not a joke. So I turn off everything. Now I think perhaps it overheated because we've had it on for so long. That's probably what happened, to be honest. All right, it's on a functionality level, the transformer's fine. It's turning on the magnetron, but I think it's too hot, so I'm gonna just run this fan over it to cool it off for a little bit, and we'll turn everything back on in a second. But I don't know why it's doing that. But the worst, the good thing is this, right? The worst that could possibly happen is it overheats, it dies. I just have to replace the transformer. The good thing is that sound we heard was not like something about to explode. It's not something that will actually damage anything. But ideally, I would like to keep my transformer alive. So we'll cool it off, and then we will get back to the continuous run. We will turn on all power, full power, load plastic in. Actually, you know what I can do? Let's multitask. While this transformer is cooling off, let's go ahead and put the plastic in the valves, so that way, and suck it out, right? Suck out all the air, so that way, by the time we're ready to turn everything back on, all we gotta do is just open up the valve, boom, falls in, right? I think that's a good idea. Let's do that. So I'm gonna load in more plastic, and this time I'm gonna load in a good amount because we clearly have not been having issues with the plastic actually falling in. But I'm telling you guys right now, okay, this is looking so promising because if it's true, and this truly is working, and we're fine, and there's no leaks and there's no explosions, I'm telling you right now that even right now with this machine at half of its full operating power, okay, because it only has 5 magnetrons, we want to put 12 on there. It's less than half, okay? Even at half, I will be able to consume a ginormous amount of plastics every day. I will not have any more plastic waste because with it being able to operate continuously means it can operate all day and I can load in as much plastic as I want until there's no more plastic left. So this is looking really promising for sure. All right, we're gonna turn on the transformer. If it still sounds weird, we'll just run 4, okay, instead of 5. So it'll be less power, but it's still gonna be 40 amps of electricity. There's still a lot of power either way. But I don't mess with the electricity on live stream. I'm not gonna come over there touching it, trying to figure out like I'm Diddy, playing around with it, trying to figure out what's going on with it on live. I don't do that because it's too dangerous. So if it still sounds weird, that's what we'll do. Let's see. Yeah, it's still making the weird sound. Like I said, it's turning the magnetron on, so it's working. But it's just a weird sound I'm not familiar with. I think it's the capacitor. Probably needs to be replaced. I could do it in like 5 seconds, but like I said, I don't mess with these things on live. It's too dangerous. Capacitors hold enough electricity to kill you too, even when it's off. So I'm not messing with it because you get a little bit of pressure on live, and then that little bit of pressure you get when you're like on live could easily get you killed. So we're just gonna run 4. It's okay. It's still a lot of power. Still going to turn it into fuel. So let's go ahead and run 4 magnetrons on at once. And then load this plastic in. Okay, so you see this Harbor Freight respirator keeps just falling to pieces. Okay, so loaded plastic in success, no problem, no leak, no explosion. I put a lot of plastic inside of the hopper. Now it's starting to get stuck and not all fall in. I have to pull a vacuum on it every time I want something to fall in. So I left the valve open, and maybe the vibration of the blades might help some fall in, but if you look at the glass, it's still full of plastics. So I need a better solution for much bigger batches of plastic, clearly, because it's getting stuck. But the good thing is, like I say, operationally, the machine is still completely fine. We have 4 out of 5 magnetrons on, so I really have no complaints. As long as it's safe and operating, we can always solve these engineering problems, right? But the main thing is we don't want to be taking 1 step forward and 3 steps back, because I'm trying to figure out this and something else explodes on the machine. I gotta be like, why did it explode? But now we see we have no explosion. But interestingly enough, when I tried to see, do we have natural gas? We did not have natural gas, okay? Interestingly enough. And I said that's interesting. I would have thought. But at the same time, the machine did cool down a lot, because we had to, we did all that stuff in between. So, now it has to get back up to temperature, and we only have 4 out of 5 magnetrons on too. So, yeah, I don't see any vapors at all, which is interesting. But it could also be the plastic I just put in is not mixed with carbon enough. You could try a piston system. Yeah, there's a lot of different potential solutions. But the issue is, how could I have a piston that comes and presses it down, and at the same time load plastic in? It's just a lot. It's going to be an engineering tobacco. Yeah, we definitely have to let it heat up. But we're going to come up with that, guys. We're going to figure that out. Trust me. We're going to figure out what it would take to get that plastic to all just plop in there every time. We'll figure out what it takes. Now, something I do want to see, and I will show all of us here on live, is the oil. Did we get oil? That's the question. Now, this can be potentially very exciting or potentially very underwhelming. But by nature, for us to have made all that natural gas, we kind of have to have some oil. I'm just saying, we have to, right? Surely. So I'll be very disappointed if we don't have any oil. Okay? We're going to see. And I got to make sure I get it on video too. If there is oil, the first oil birthed from this machine is definitely an achievement. So we're going to see if we had any oil from all of this fuel we've created. And you see this glass on the brick down here? The valve over top of that is going to be the valve I open, okay? And when I open that valve, if we do indeed have oil, then it will come out right there. Now, I'm not expecting much, but I want something. So I hope we do. Let's hope. Oh, I can smell the natural gas, so I think it's coming out now. It's invisible, so I wouldn't know from vision. Oh yeah, there is some. It's a very little flame, but it is coming out now. Let's hook up my balls. All right, let's see if we have any oils, right? Let's see. No, we don't have any oils yet. I know why. I know why we don't have any oils too. And ironically, you'll be like, what? But it's because it's not getting hot enough. Now the machine itself is getting hot enough, okay? Let me tell you what's not getting hot enough on the machine. Let me tell you why we don't have oil yet. Well, we have natural gas, which is still an achievement. You see this right here? This pipe, these pipes coming off have to be scorching hot. They're not scorching hot. They're warm. The machine is, I can only hold my hand there for so long because it gets very hot. But until these pipes get scorching hot, we're not going to get oils, and I'll tell you why. The oils are condensing inside the machine itself because the oils, they hit these pipes and they lose all of their heat energy and fall back down. So until I add another magnetron mount closer to that pipe to hopefully get it hot enough, or just run the machine for long enough, however many hours that may be, we will unfortunately probably not get oil. Because the oil, like I said, is all condensing on the inside of the machine. So how could I possibly get it all the way over here if it's all inside of here? You know? That's what it is. But, like I say, nonetheless, the fact we make natural gas is an amazing sign, because before, we weren't even making that. I was getting concerned, because I'm like, whoa. Okay, I can understand the oil. We need to get this thing hot. It's a big machine. But we need to at least make natural gas. My balls need to at least be inflated, and they are now. My balls are being inflated, so I'm happy. I'm a satisfied man. Tell me a man that would not be satisfied with his balls being inflated over and over again. Okay? So, how much vapor's coming out? I need a new lighter now. This lighter is absolutely... So still very small vapors. Very little vapors coming out. And I reckon, like I said, I think we lost a lot of heat. But I also may not have mixed my plastic with enough carbon too, so the microwaves are not really breaking it down like it needs to. But the good thing is, yeah, that lighter is absolutely broken. But yeah, the good thing is that we have proven that we can run the blades, we can run 5 magnetrons, and we can load plastic in all while the machine is running, and it stays safe. No explosions, no fires, no depressurizations. So it's only up from here. It only gets better. Because the first thing I always have to do is make sure the thing is safe. So actually I'm going to turn it off now because it's raining tomorrow and I need this thing to be cooled down so I can cover it. Unless it's going to melt my tarps. Here's the truth, too. The truth is, when we really get oils like we want, it's not going to even be a guess. Because we're going to see the oils come out the sight glass. They have to. We literally have to see them dripping down. Right? Because the sight glass is after the condensers. So there's no way that the oils are going to condense after the sight glass. This does not make any sense. I have 2 very good, very high surface area shotgun condensers There is no oil that's going to make it past both of those. And that's period. That's why my natural gas product is so pure. It's invisible. It burns so clean because it has nothing in it but just the very light fraction hydrocarbons. Because I'll tell you guys, for example, on my past machines, I had to run my natural gas through filters to get it that clean, okay? I have my filters set up, but I don't have my filters installed right now. I will put them in, but I clearly don't even need them because I have all these filters in place to catch all the nonsense that could be in the natural gas product, because my natural gas product still had oils in it because my condenser sucked. I have an amazing set of condensers now, the best in the game. So now my natural gas product coming out is as clean as it gets. So I like what I saw today. Now here's the thing, guys, okay? Let me tell you the game plan. It's like I say, it's raining tomorrow, so I can't go live tomorrow. I can't run the machine tomorrow. It sucks. But it's okay, because I'm going to tell you guys, I took a lot of data today, okay? A lot of data in running this machine for the first time. This is the first ever what I consider a true run of the machine, because it's called a plastic to fuel reactor. If we're not making any type of fuel, it's not a run in my opinion. Okay, it's just a test run, right? But we actually made fuel, just not gasoline. We definitely made natural gas in my balls, okay? So, here's the thing. Right now, I'm running this reactor off of my house circuit. Okay? I have a 50 amp house circuit and a 20 amp house circuit that are outdoor. The magnetrons right now, when we have all 5 on, we're pretty much maxing out that circuit. So I cannot run any more magnetrons without a generator now. Okay? So, I have 5 on here. I have 3 back in the beginning, where we load plastic in, 1 in the middle, and 1 at the end. Remember what I just told you guys. We're not going to get any oils until these pipes start to get hot. So here's what I'm saying. I'm going to make another magnetron mount in the middle. And instead of having 3 magnetrons on in the beginning, we're going to have 2 in the beginning, 2 in the middle, 1 at the end. And my theory is that in doing that, we will acquire some oil. Okay? That's my theory. Because this pipe is just not getting hot enough. I mean, it's warm, right? Look, there's an amazing way to test if the pipe is hot enough or not. What you do, you whip out your balls and you put them on the pipe. If you can put your balls on the pipe, that means it's not hot enough. If you cannot, if the radiating heat is so strong that you feel an adversity to putting your balls on the pipe, now you know it is hot enough to make oils. I just say, you say insulation. Yes, insulation, it will help a lot too. I'm not doing insulation. And the reason I'm not doing insulation is because the machine's not done being built yet. I still got more cutouts and things to weld on it. If I put insulation on, I'm just going to have to cut through it and take it off and burn through it, which kind of ruins the whole point of like putting it on there to begin with. And I actually, guys, we were talking, okay? We were talking the other live stream, and we said, what about if I put a vacuum shell insulation around this thing? That is going to be a whole bunch of nonsense to do, but that's the best form of insulation there is. Get a piece of sheet metal and wrap it around this whole thing, weld it absolutely airtight to this, and then pull the vacuum in it. Suck it out, right? There's going to be amazing insulation value in that. But that's very difficult to do, especially with a machine this big. That would be its own engineering miracle for me, because I don't even have tools to bend sheet metal. Okay? So that may probably not be done. That might be a little bit too advanced. Okay? We might just stick to fiberglass, okay? Or cow wool, or whatever amazing insulation, whatever we can find. Okay? But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, it works. So I reckon, like I say, now here's the thing. Let me give you guys reference, okay? And you guys on YouTube might know this. You guys on YouTube might know this because my YouTubers are the OG people, okay? You've been around since Mark IV, a lot of you, okay? My Mark IV, this is Mark 4.5 plastic into fuel reactor. My Mark IV plastic into fuel reactor operated off of 3 magnetrons. My Mark IV plastic into fuel reactor was 3 times smaller than this. So if this is 3 times bigger and the last one operated on 3, that means the minimum for this is going to be 9. Basic maths, okay? We're at 5, so we're halfway there, and it's no coincidence that as we got halfway there, now it's actually working like we want it to for the first time. But I told you what the issue is now. When we want to put 9 on there, I have to get a generator to run 9 because I don't have a big enough circuit on my house. I gotta get a beefy generator. Beefy, okay? Gotta get a diddler of a generator, as a matter of fact. Okay? I'm talking like, it might be a 1500. That's what we need. Because I tell you guys, this machine is going to be portable. It's going to run off of its own fuels. Because we're going to run it off of a generator and run that generator off of the natural gas you saw today. Okay? That's the hypothesis. That's the theory. That's the idea. Okay? So I need to get I can't just get any generator, okay? I need to get a good generator. Actually, now that I'm thinking about that, I might have a family member that might let me borrow their generator in the meantime until I get to the point where I can get the one I want. But we'll see. Because right now we're still doing test runs. Until we get to the point where we are doing the full complete runs, I don't need the generators I want that run off of gasoline, natural gas, and propane. Thank you, United We Recycle, man. What's up? How you been, Chris? Thank you. I appreciate your support. Been a lot of progress for sure. A lot of progress. Very exciting. I love to see it. Honestly, I know we didn't make the oils. I wanted oils above all else, but I'm satisfied because I got my balls filled, got my balls sucked, and we're able to load in plastic while the machine was running. That's a win to me. There's no L in that situation. And we had no explosions too. So, you can't lose when you have all those things happening at once. You can't lose. Go down the list. No explosions. Loading in plastic continuously for the first time. Got my balls filled. Got my balls sucked. Come on. We're having fun. We're doing it. We're getting closer. Every day. Okay? As a matter of fact, as a tribute. Oh, I guess we did take 1 L today because I broke my vacuum gauge. Like a goof. Puta madre. But let's take a look at the satiation of my balls. Okay? The satiation level of my balls. One last time for the game. Let's see. They're flammable. Do I have flammable balls? That's what everybody wants to know. Oh. I didn't know that. Charlie, why are your balls flammable? Harry. Look at that. Beautiful. Look how clean that flame is. Not filtered. We didn't even filter this flame yet. It's damn near invisible. It smells fine. It doesn't smell like plastic. It doesn't smell like burnt plastic. It smells like natural gas. So, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful flame. This will run amazing in a generator. Come on. Yeah, this is not natural gas. You're right. You said it. Man-made gas. This is unnatural gas, okay? Unnatural gas. But, no matter how you put it. Thank you for the $2 super chat on YouTube. I don't know who donated, but I appreciate you. And everybody else has donated as well. Everybody else has donated as well on Instagram, Cash App, while I was running this thing. I appreciate you. Of course, I was occupied. You said no filter into the air it goes. That's incorrect. Look, because we keep it in here. We keep the unnatural gas in here until we burn it. It doesn't escape. You see, that's the thing. I don't even have to wear a respirator when this thing is running, when it's running properly. Because there's no leaks, there's no waste, there's no emissions. Nothing when it's working how it's supposed to. But I put my stuff on when we do experimental things that might cause an explosion, just in case. But there is no plastic fumes leaking. There's no plastic leaking, no microplastic leaking. This is truly the end of the line. Truly the end of the line for it. And that's the point. Because you have these other forms of recycling, turning one plastic into another plastic, one bottle to another bottle, shredded plastic into bricks. But what happens when you no longer want that brick? Or you no longer want that bottle? Or what happens when you have a piece of plastic that you don't want to reuse, like a condom? You want to turn a used condom to another condom? Who wants to do that? We don't want to do that. We want to truly destroy it, and we do that with the process of pyrolysis. So, it's looking great. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be going live again, hopefully Friday, depending about if I want, how soon I want to mount this next waveguide. But we probably will do another live stream and just do a humongous run. Like put a ton of plastic in this thing, turn the blades on, and then just see like maybe we can make some oil that way. And if not, maybe Saturday I can put the extra waveguide on and see. But that's the next goal, guys. We made unnatural gas. We made true fuel from plastic. We loaded it in continuously. We got 5 magnetrons on. The next goal is make the fuel, the oil, even if it's a drop. Okay? So you guys heard it here. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys. Thank you for the donations as well. I'll see you guys soon.